Remember Kilmar, Abrego, Garcia? He was the famous Maryland father. The left wanted to make into a hero and martyr after he was deported mistakenly to El Salvador. Now we might be hearing a little less about him because he's come back and he's been charged with crimes. This guy was never the father of the year. He shouldn't have gone to El Salvador, but he clearly gamed our immigration system, came here illegally in 2012, picked up in 2019 by local cops in Maryland, goes into immigration proceedings and claims that he needs asylum because he's going to be persecuted back in El Salvador because this gang, Barrio 18, harassed his family and his family's business. This is not a legitimate claim for asylum. And the business, by the way, no longer existed. And the gang for years now has been devastated and decimated by the government in El Salvador. But the judge gives him a so-called withholding of removal anyway. Says he can be deported anywhere, he just can't go to El Salvador. And that, unfortunately, is where we sent him. But you get this drip of information as this controversy is raging. One, we learn about this incident with the police. He was hanging out with known gang associates, kind of curious. Well, the left told us it's just about his hat or his tattoos. This is all made up. His wife accused him of domestic abuse. Oh, well, domestic disputes happen. This doesn't affect the underlying case. And then we hear about this curious traffic stop in Tennessee where he stopped with a bunch of other guys in the car and just says, I'm just transporting these guys from a job they're doing in St. Louis back to Maryland. And the indictment focuses on that and seems to have him dead to rights. It alleges that he engaged routinely in human smuggling for other gang members for cash payments. 9 guys were in this car in this Tennessee stop. None of them had ID. None of them had luggage. They're supposedly in St. Louis for 2 weeks working construction, and none of them had tools or construction equipment. The Suburban, the back of it, had been outfitted, the cargo area, for a third seat to carry more people. 9 other men in this car. And then the real kicker, license plate tracking data, according to the indictment, shows the car wasn't anywhere near St. Louis in the last year, but had been down in Houston, Texas, where the prosecutors allege these illegal immigrants were picked up. And by the way, Abrego Garcia had $1,400 of cash in his pocket. So the left wanted a hero, and it looks as though they got a human smuggler.